The Battle of Tannenberg in 1914 was a pivotal event in the early stages of World War I, emboldening German forces and setting the stage for the conflict that would reshape the course of history. This battle, fought between the German Empire and the Russian Empire, was a stunning victory for the Germans and had a profound impact on the war's dynamics. To understand how the Battle of Tannenberg emboldened the German forces at the start of World War I, we must delve into the historical context, the events leading up to the battle, and its far-reaching consequences. The prelude to World War I. By the summer of 1914, the political climate in Europe was fraught with tension. A complex web of alliances and rivalries had developed over the years, pitting the major powers against each other. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary in Sarajevo on June 28, 1914, served as the spark that ignited the powder keg of European rivalries. Austria-Hungary issued an ultimatum to Serbia, and a series of diplomatic failures and declarations of war followed. The alliance system was in full play. Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire formed the Central Powers, while Russia, France, and the United Kingdom were part of the Entente Powers. As Austria-Hungary and Russia prepared for conflict, Germany found itself on the brink of a two-front war. This posed a significant strategic challenge for the Germans, as they knew that success would require rapid, decisive action. German strategy and mobilization. Germany's strategic approach was to deal with France quickly, defeat the French army in a lightning strike through Belgium, the Schlieffen Plan, and then turn its attention to the Eastern Front to deal with Russia. The Germans believed that a swift victory in the West would free up resources for a concentrated campaign against the Russians. This was a daring and high-risk strategy that relied on speed and precise timing. The German mobilization was a remarkable feat of logistical organization. German soldiers were mobilized and transported with a precision that took their adversaries by surprise. This allowed the German army to quickly reach the Belgian frontier and begin its advance into France. The Battle of Tannenberg. The Battle of Tannenberg began on August 17, 1914, and unfolded over the course of several days. The Russian Second Army under Samsonov advanced into East Prussia and attempted to envelop and destroy the German Eighth Army. However, Hindenburg and Ludendorff devised a well-coordinated and flexible strategy that exploited Russian mistakes and vulnerabilities. The Germans skillfully used intercepted Russian radio transmissions to gain insights into their adversaries' plans. This intelligence allowed them to outmaneuver the Russians. The battle took place in the Masurian Lakes region, characterized by its numerous lakes and forests. The Germans used their knowledge of the terrain to their advantage, conducting a series of tactical withdrawals and counterattacks that disrupted the Russian advance. The Russian Second Army became encircled and cut off from its supply lines, while the Germans were able to maintain their own logistical support. The Russians were suffering from poor coordination, inadequate communication, and an overextended front, and their troops were unable to sustain the punishing offensive. Samsonov's army was in disarray, and he soon realized the gravity of the situation. On August 26th, with his army trapped and facing annihilation, Samsonov chose to take his own life rather than surrender. The Battle of Tannenberg was a catastrophic defeat for the Russians. Tens of thousands of Russian soldiers were killed, and many more were taken prisoner. The German victory was complete, and the impact of the battle would reverberate throughout the war. The Legacy of Tannenberg. The Battle of Tannenberg, though just one battle in a protracted and brutal conflict, had a profound impact on World War I. It not only boosted German morale, but also showcased the power of effective military leadership and logistics in the face of a formidable opponent. For the Germans, the Battle of Tannenberg was a testament to their military prowess and a source of national pride. It emboldened them to continue their aggressive campaign in Europe. However, the battle was not without its downsides. The Germans would later find themselves stretched thin on both the Western and Eastern fronts, and the war would ultimately turn against them. For the Russians, Tannenberg was a painful lesson. They would struggle to overcome the deficiencies exposed in the battle and adapt to the evolving nature of modern warfare. The loss at Tannenberg was a severe blow to Russian prestige and set the tone for a challenging Eastern Front campaign.